Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. My name is Paul Staton, Life Mastery Coach and founder of the Lighthouse for the Soul, where we shine light on people's journeys. Congratulations for joining me today and spending your time to develop your personal growth and understand your life journey. In this particular video, I'm very excited to share with you, as I've indicated on the whiteboard, how to find gold in your life journey, in your life experiences. Does that excite you to find gold? Well, we just had the Rio Olympics, so it's all been about gold. So, how can we find gold in our life experiences? So what I'm going to do with you today is help give you clarity on why things happen in your life and to be able to bring joy into these experiences. Yeah, a bit like this diagram is showing down below here, going from the sad, angry person to the joyful, happy person with all of your life experiences. Yeah, does that interest you? Hopefully it excites you. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you these questions. Have you ever had things happen in your life and not totally understand why they're happening to you? You get confused, you get frustrated, even angry, even sad. Go, why on earth has that happened to me? Why is that person doing this to me? Why am I being treated this way? Why is this happening in my life? I don't understand. Can you relate to this in your life? If these experiences do happen in your life, quite often what we do is we react. Yeah, we get confused. We have negative thoughts. Our life isn't fair. People are bad people to me. I just can't do what I really want to do. Life isn't just what I really want it to be. Yeah, can you relate to those negative thoughts? And then we have related to those negative thoughts, we have emotions of being angry, being sad, being frustrated, feeling shame that we're not creating what we really want to create, feeling bad about ourselves. Yeah? Can you relate to feeling those emotions in your life? Well, I can in my life. In my particular life, when I was younger, I felt I didn't really fit into the world. I felt the world was a bit crazy, and I couldn't really understand my life experiences, why I was in such a world. Like, I felt a bit like Harry Potter living in a muggle's world. You know, I knew I was quite magical. I played with energy a lot. I could really connect to multi-dimensions very easily. I was very sensitive to energy. But most people seem to be living this life of not really connecting to who they are, sacrificing themselves, trying to control people, including me. And most people seemed angry and sad. And I couldn't really understand this world and couldn't really understand why people wanted to control me and why people didn't really acknowledge me for who I was. You know, it's about being that good little boy to satisfy other people's morality. Yeah. So I was quite confused as a boy, and even as a teenager, used to get a lot of migraine headaches because I used to think a lot about what is this world about. I was very curious about why I was here, and I even became suicidal because I couldn't really understand why I was in this crazy world. So anyway, I sacrificed myself and got a job, and like most people did, but I knew deep down I was sad and I was angry and confused about the world, and just thinking I had to sacrifice myself to actually fit into the world, which seemed really crazy to me. But then I had an emergency in 1996, and in that emergency, with a broken love affair and one of my friends being in a car accident and almost dying, I went on a healing journey, and my healing journey was to try and find a happier life for myself and trying to understand my life experiences. And in that journey, my healing journey to discover myself, I became a healer and realized I had very powerful abilities to help people heal. And in that journey, I did a lot of training and learning about holistic energy and about the world of creation, about consciousness, and it just opened up my mind. It just changed my perspective of the world, and it got me to really be able to understand my life experiences, about why things were happening in my life. And that gave me clarity of who I was and just gave me peace and more joy as to why things are happening in my life, because I could understand them. And it not only changed my life and brought peace and joy to me, but also to my clients. Because what I realized is a lot of the healing I was doing with clients was helping them understand their life experiences, why things are happening to them, and helping them be able to transform their life into what they really desired by understanding why they were creating things and how they could create something different which fitted into their desires. So I was able to, work with people from 50 countries and help people make major changes in their life by helping them understand their life experiences. And that was really exciting and passionate to me, because I realised I could now fit into the world, and that I did have something to offer the world, that I could understand and help people fit into their world and help them create their desires. So that became a real passion of mine, to become a healing coach, a coach of life mastery, to help people master their life and understand their experiences and know how to create their deep desires. Yeah. So what I'm going to show with you now is a model I've developed called the J curve. And in this model, this framework, I'm going to show you how you can understand your life experiences and bring gold into your life experiences. Time to find gold for you. So I'm just going to draw this diagram on the board, and I'll be back with you in an instant. So as you can see, I've drawn a J on the whiteboard here, J for journey. And I'll talk about your life experiences in relation to your journey, because one thing I discovered in my healing journey was the importance of seeing life experiences in terms of the bigger picture, in terms of your perspective. So I'm going to go through what I see as a typical journey that I see that most people go through in their life, and that'll help you understand about how life experiences fit into your life journey. Now, of course, as a spirit, we come to the earth with a particular purpose to bring through particular awareness, particular consciousness. And quite often when we're kids, we tend to have a trauma. So that's really the first part of the journey. And what do we mean by trauma? Well, a trauma is, to me, a perceived experience that we believe we can't handle. And that tends to stress it out. And what we tend to do is we tend to block ourselves, yeah? And therefore, we're not really being who we are. Now, for me, my particular traumas when I was a child was really not feeling I was totally acknowledged for who I was. The trauma of not fitting into the world, feeling like a black sheep and being confused to how the world was. So what I did was close off myself, feeling disempowered and not really knowing how to fit into the world and be who I was. Now, of course, when you close yourself off after having a trauma, what you then do is you go on what I call the downward part of the journey. And the downward part of this journey are your struggles. This is where you struggle through life. You have particular obstacles that you face. You have particular problems, particular issues in your life. And of course, one of the main reasons why you have these struggles is because you've blocked who you are. So for me, I had a lot of issues, as I talked about before, about how to fit into the world, about how to express who I was, about how to know how to bring through my essence into the world. So I had a lot of struggles trying to fit into the world, around controlling people, around a lot of people who didn't really seem to acknowledge and appreciate my abilities. They are the struggles I went through, yeah? And then when you go through particular struggles, which is, you feel, that's when you feel those negative emotions and the negative thoughts I talked about before. But then what you do is you get to the bottom of the J. And the bottom of the J, like the turning point, is an emergency. And an emergency, to me, is like, I love the word emergency, is emerge and see. You emerge from your struggles and trauma and see your life in a different perspective. So as I said, the emergency for me was that in 1996, when a few things happened in my life, and the pain in my life was too much. It's like when you have something really traumatic happens in your life, and it forces you to look at life differently, an emergency. So emergencies are great. You know, a lot of people who are asleep, you know, from their trauma, from their struggles, you know, they're blocked who they are, they're waiting for a prince to come and kiss them to wake them up. Unfortunately, in reality, it's an emergency, not a prince who comes and wakes you up. It sort of shakes the foundations of your life to look at life differently in an emergency. And from the emergency, that's when you start to go on the upward part of the J, of the journey. And let me explain now what the upper part of the J is. And I'll just put these on the diagram first. So from the emergency, the turning point in our life, then we go on the upward spiral, the upward part of the J. And the first part, in the upward part from our emergency, is our healing journey. So what is our healing journey? We're looking for solutions. We've had this emergency in our life, which is usually a lot of pain, a lot of confusion, something major happens in our life, quite often a life drama, can be an illness, could be a car accident, could be problems in work, broken relationship. And then what we do is we go on a healing journey to discover solutions. To me, this is healing. And why it's called healing is because it's about reconnecting to who you are. Because remember back when you had the trauma, at the start of the J, you blocked yourself. But now with the healing journey over here, the healing journey is actually getting back and reconnecting to who you are, reconnecting to your essence. So for me personally, that's when I left my job teaching at university and became a healer. And by actually going on a learning journey to understand more about consciousness, about energy, about how to be a healer, I actually discovered a lot about why things happen in our life and understanding that why things happen for a reason to help us reconnect to who we are. So going through with the healing journey, what we do is we discover things about ourselves. We find solutions to the obstacles we had in terms of our struggles. And in the struggles, we have problems, issues. But in our healing journey, we find solutions to overcome these. Discover solutions. This is when our life changes. We find ways to overcome these, overcome the difficulties we thought we had in life. So for me, it was about how I could fit into the world as being a healer, how I could use my abilities to actually help other people, that my magical abilities were there for a reason, and to help other people know how they could connect to their abilities to actually fit into their world, yeah? And to be able to master my own energy and not be disempowered. So I could actually have the power not to be affected by other people. And me learning that solution was not only changed my life, but then actually enabled me to change other people's lives, my clients. So once you discover solutions from your journey, then the next important part of the journey is sharing the solutions with others. So we discover solutions to actually share them with others. That's part of our life journey, is learning from our experiences, learning from our struggles, how we overcome them, to actually be able to help other people who've got similar struggles. You help people who are like you. So what I've done in my journey, by learning how to get into my power, learning how to access my magical abilities as a healer, is being able to help other healers who are struggling to get out there as a healer, is by understanding their life story, what struggles they've gone through, and what they've learned from their journey to be able to help other people as a healer. Really, really powerful. So things happen for a particular reason. So let me now put this in the bigger picture perspective. When things happen in your life and you go, I'm not really quite sure why that's happening, well, you've got to look at it in terms of the bigger context. In our life, we go through struggles. We go through the traumas, the emergencies, because then we learn things from them. And we learn things from them which enable us to find solutions so we can help others. To me, life is a bit like training. We're training how to bring through our essence. And we do that training by going through the challenges to know how to bring through our essence. You know, it's like the famous comment, which I really love, a smooth sea never made a great sailor. A sailor learns from the sea being rough. How do you deal with particular circumstances? This is what life is about. Life is about learning from the struggles, learning from the obstacles, so you learn how to bring through your essence, so you can share that with the other people. Because if a sailor learns how to sail a boat in all conditions, rough winds, rains, storms, then that sailor can help other people be a sailor. He's only going to learn those abilities by being in rough seas, where those conditions are different and variable. So that's what life is like. If you can look at all experiences in your life as gold, and the gold is that it's training you, it's giving you a chance to learn something. So rather than resisting or reacting to experiences, which we tend to do when we don't understand them, instead of resisting and reacting experiences, what we can do is connect to the experience and ask ourselves the question, what am I learning from this experience? Where is this experience taking me in terms of my bigger journey? How can I be of service to people in the world with what I'm learning from here? Rather than sort of drowning in the experience and going, oh, this is unfair and I don't like the world and the world's not safe, and all the negative thoughts we have and all the heavy emotions of anger and frustration and sadness that go with those negative thoughts, is we can step back and connect to the experience and go, okay, I'm experiencing this for a reason, because it's going to help me learn something. And when I find the solution, that's going to enable me to be able to help other people. It's a totally different way of looking at life. It's a very empowering way to look at life. And this is going to make you feel more peaceful and to give you greater clarity in your life. Yeah? Would you like to have greater clarity, greater peace? And you can bring joy to the experience because you're not resisting it. You're going, I'm honouring the struggle. Okay, at the moment, I'm going through something which I don't totally understand, and you go, that's okay, I'm going to honour this struggle. I know I'm going through a trauma, a struggle, an emergency, but I'm going through this to enable me to discover solutions through my healing journey, discover solutions so I can share them with other people. Because as you'll notice, why it's shaped as a J. With a J, the top of the J is above where it started. So by going down into your struggles, into your emergencies, and by coming up through discovering solutions and helping other people, you end up above with where you started. To me, the healing journey is a bit like being on a trampoline. The more you go down, the higher you go up. So the more you jump into a trampoline, the higher you can go up in life. That's what I feel life is like. The deeper you go into an experience, the deeper you go into your trauma, your experience, and your emergencies, the deeper you feel them, connect to them, rather than resist them, rather than react to them. If you go into them, allow yourself to feel them, the more you go into them, the more you're going to find a solution and go through them and transmute them. And I can guarantee that this has worked with a lot of my clients. I've helped a lot of clients understand their struggles, understand the traumas they had as a child, understand the emergency they might be going through right now, and help them heal by helping them look at their life experiences from a deeper, more holistic perspective in terms of, why am I experiencing this? What am I learning from this experience? What can I learn to help be of service to the world later in my life? Because if you look at most people who are doing big things on the planet, huge things, I can guarantee those people have gone through struggles. And it's through those struggles that they've learned a lot about themselves and a lot about life, and then they've got a lot of things to share with other people and to be a leader. So that's what life is like. So the gold, finding the gold in your experiences is by connecting to them, seeing the treasure, seeing what you're learning from every particular experience. And by learning from every particular experience, it's going to give you solutions to what were perceived as obstacles, and it's going to take you to be able to be of service to the world and to have meaning and joy and have passion in your life, to have that clarity, to have that peace in your life. Sound great? So here's an exercise I'm going to give you to take away so you can apply what I've talked about here. I want you to connect to an experience, one that you might have had recently, and really connect to it deeply and ask yourself the question, what did I learn from that experience? Why did I have that experience in terms of my whole life journey? Where does it fit into my life journey? Yeah, as an example, I had a client who was going through a lot of grief in her life. She lost pets and she lost friends, yeah, close to her. Now, she wants to be a grief coach. Well, if you want to be a grief coach, you've got to understand what it feels like to go through grief. So it's not surprising if she wants to be a grief coach to help people go through that, is that she's got to go through that experience herself. So she's gone through a lot of grief so she can learn how to help other people. So that's what I would like you to do with your experience, is to really connect to an experience you had recently and ask and really connect to it with your emotions. Allow yourself to feel it and allow yourself to transmute it and allow yourself to ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience? What can I share with people? What can I discover about myself and about my life? And of course, then you can do it with all life experiences, but it's about practicing, yeah? I can guarantee that if you apply this in your life, you're going to find gold in all your life experiences. And your life is going to be different. You're going to have greater clarity. You're going to have more peace with yourself, more peace with your life, and you're going to be able to bring joy into your life experiences. I hope you found this video valuable to you, to help you in your life, be able to help you transform your thoughts and emotions around your life experiences. If you've really enjoyed this video, please share it with other people, allow other people to also benefit. Put it on your Facebook site, right? Join my YouTube group so that you can actually get access to more videos I put on. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And I'll leave you with my 3 basic philosophies that I've learnt from my life experiences. This is my gold to share with you. My 3 philosophies. Know who you are. Connect to your experiences. Be who you are. Be your magical self. And share yourself with the world. Share the messages you've learnt from your experiences with the world so we can help the world become a more aware and a more beautiful place. Bye for now.